Hello and welcome to the Mental Funny Bone. I am becoming the gas girl. Son of a the dog is
God,
distracting me. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Mental Funny Bone, becoming the Gaster Girls. I'm Sarah and she's Christine. We don't have medical degrees, but we're going to talk a little bit about mental health and some health self help
self
shit.
shelf help.
If you
I
feel that you need actual medical help, we have some links in the show notes for you that are always there. We promise those ones are actually there. A lot throughout episodes, we'll promise that shit's in the show notes and it won't be there.
but
But
the
these
help
are
is.
there. These are there. Or text 988 for help. Here we are. Hello, Christine. I did the whole intro by myself and fucked it all up. There's the dog.
There he is. There, macho. I saw. I'm still in my reels era, so I saw a
Yeah.
reel yesterday where
Hmm.
people were getting married, and you know how they say lawful wife.
Yeah.
The
Awful
guy
wife.
said awful
Uh huh.
wife,
Because it makes sense.
and the bride chuckled. She was like, he's like, oh no, I did it, didn't I?
I did it. Yes. Yes, you did.
Right. Oh my God.
Fucking fuck, fuck,
All right.
fuck.
I went back to school. And that was sad
Yay.
for
Nah,
me. I
nah.
here's the odd, like, still have trouble letting her go through security by herself. Like,
Right.
she's a grown up. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
lives independent of me. She has a kitchen, which I think was like
Yeah.
the real hallmark of like growing up for me. Like, if I lived
Yeah.
in the dorm, I was still almost a child, but hey, macho. Once I had a kitchen, I was like, well, now I can feed myself. I don't really need anybody else. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a valid kitchen. I'm going to have to take the dog out to poop.
okay, I'm gonna pause the recording and we'll come back. You guys don't go anywhere because it's only gonna feel like a second.
Yeah. It's all right. We're back. Um, Macho did not go to the bathroom, just in case you were wondering. Um, Going to ask our listeners for some advice because I don't know what to do with this damn dog. He's had some belly issues, so we went from having not being able to shit because the doctor gave him medicine, which is a whole other subject to talk about. Is giving a dog who doesn't eat anything, doesn't like anything, is really picky, and a pain in the ass medicine. He has real medicine that we have to like jam down his throat and then hold it like to get him to take the fucking medicine. Anyway,
He's fine.
so here's the thing: he hasn't pooped in a few days. One of my friends, we've been feeding him for a while, fresh food. And one of my friends mentioned yesterday at work that a friend had the same issue with their dog and the fans. And once they went back to kibble, his digestive system wasn't as crazy. So fed him some kibble last night, which he ate, which he will not eat out of the bowl, and he doesn't like standing very long on the wood floor. So have to put it on the floor right off of the carpet.
Oh my
So
God.
Owen was like, I think we spoiled the dog. I was like, yeah, it's like watching you. It's like being outside and watching us and how we treat you because we spoil your ass. So,
Right.
yeah, we spoil the dog. Anyway, what I'm getting to is anybody has any recommendations on what I can do to get this dog's belly right? Work for a little bit, see how that goes. But last night, we get into bed, he farted
Oh
and it
my God.
smelled so bad that I had to check to make sure he didn't shit in the bed. Like I literally had to like feel, and then after I was feeling for it, I was like, "Wow, that was
What if
dumb."
I touch it?
Right. And then I thought, because he farts and then he scares himself and he smells his ass. Dogs are supposed to smell like way better than we do.
Yes.
How does that not make him throw up? Like I literally almost threw up. And if his
I,
sense of smell is way more heightened than mine, how I don't get it. Okay.
I think we were talking about that on Thanksgiving.
Probably because he's had his belly issues since before Thanksgiving. So,
Just a quick note.
yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Lieutenant Boner, Noah
Yeah.
Leafheart.
Yeah.
I don't know. First off, props for bringing Halloween to Thanksgiving. your husband dressed like Jack Burton
Oh,
for
yeah, I
Thanksgiving.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Props.
So we're just gonna combine those now? I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm in. I'm all for it. You
Yeah,
get
everybody except for me seems to be in, and I feel like that makes me look like the bad person. So yeah, I guess I'm the bad person, but
you're the one who has to be married to him. It's like half your other half there running around in some jack boots for Thanksgiving. Cool
mhm.
though.
Still
The
in a situation where he has to fucking explain who Jack Burton is to everyone
I said it
because
on
his
a
brothers
meeting.
are the only two that know.
I said it on a meeting. I'm like Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell,
Hmm.
and somebody was like Kurt Russell. It's like Goldie Hawn? No,
Yeah,
Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson.
yeah,
Yes,
her
Kate
mom.
Hudson. Her mom. Her mom's husband.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah.
old. Oh,
So go
before I
ahead.
give Noah
Sorry.
his Thanksgiving props, I have to tell
Okay.
you that somebody listened to the podcast and told David that his wife swears a lot.
Oh, that's a
I was like,
compliment.
are you sure it was me? Because sometimes people get, if there's two people, sometimes
It
people
might
get
be.
the
They
one
might
that's
be
talking
confused on which
confused.
one. Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I don't swear that much. And
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
we both hold our own in that arena.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So your husband cooked for 14 hours on Thanksgiving
Uh,
Day. That doesn't
yeah.
include the turkey prep time, where I imagine that
Yeah.
turkey took like a nice salt bath with some herbs
Hmm.
and such.
And he got injected. Yeah. Why are the
14
turkeys
hours.
male? I don't know. But yeah, that turkey was salt bathed, injected with some shit. And
Bro,
Noah told me yesterday, however he did it, he was like, I'm gonna do it that way again with the injection and blah. And then I stopped listening and I was like, I don't fucking know how you did it.
I'm
Like
not
I
going to
paid
do it.
zero attention.
That sounds amazing,
Okay.
hun.
Sounds good because it tasted delicious.
Delicious. My God.
Oh, well, both of them, because he did two turkeys.
We needed a tester turkey for the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Not only did he spend that much time cooking, he prepared a tablescape, if you
Mhm.
will, Martha Stewart worthy tablescape. Although, like at this point, we're blending all of the holidays because I think there was a Christmas tablecloth on the table.
Yeah.
But
100.
I admire the chaos of it all. Like I
Mhm.
admire the Halloween costume, the
Mhm.
Thanksgiving turkey, and the Christmas tablecloth. I think they
I
all,
feel like it was a Polish holiday.
yeah, everything was everywhere. And what I usually do on Thanksgiving, which is get up a tick early from the table and sneak away,
Hmm.
hoping that no one will ask me to do any dishes or clean up in any way.
Yeah.
Because I hate it. I hate touching the old food. I hate it when the
Yeah.
gravy gets on my fingers. I hate
Mm.
that whole part. Everything about cold food, me touching it and trying to put it someplace else is just nasty, nasty,
Nasty.
nasty, like the honey badger. But I came back upstairs and poked my head in to make sure that somebody was cleaning up because I can't leave it either. And
That's a
Noah,
lie, by the way. You could definitely leave it. Like you've definitely laid on the couch, like right next to the kitchen.
in
Go
my
ahead.
own
Go ahead.
home, in my own home, nobody will do it, so I'll do it. Fine, fine. If no one is gonna can passenger princess me, and can clean my kitchen for me, then fine, I'll do it. But Noah had laid out to go containers, like meal
Uh-huh.
prep. Noah had meal prepped for us.
Yeah.
And there were like 25 containers of leftovers in the refrigerator. So when we left to go home the next day, we could just go shopping.
Yeah.
I'll have that one. I'll have this one with sandwich, cheese, and
I'll have the
lettuce and tomato.
sandwich box. Yeah,
Amazing.
and he was
Amazing.
very adamant about that. Like he was like, keep our mothers out of the kitchen. Sorry, mom. I don't want anybody cleaning. I'll take care of everything.
It, it,
I was like, hey, if you're volunteering for it, I'm not going to stop you. Like, but it seemed to make him very happy.
right. He looked really content while he was doing it.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
didn't, I think maybe he just didn't have to interact with your family as
I
much.
was just going to say he didn't have to participate in the games that were going on with
Right.
our family, his family. He got to stay in the kitchen,
Right.
and just chill out
Nobody,
by himself. I mean, if we were right by him and he had to listen to us, but he didn't have to participate. So
I think he could tune
that
us
might be the
out.
trick. Yeah.
And he got to participate in the pool tournament.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah.
It was a very good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, props. Props to Noah. That was very enjoyable. The only constructive feedback I would have would be that mashed potatoes and gravy go together. And I got a lot of gravy and no mashed potatoes in my to-go
Right.
boxes.
You took all the fucking gravy.
I was well
Okay, so Noah, next year you have to meal prep better. The mashed potatoes go in and then the gravy goes in on top of it. You can't just put
right.
all the gravy in one container because some dumbass will take that whole container.
It wasn't all gravy. It was stuffing and gravy. Like
You guys left. I sent a text to Jen and Ivan. I was like, "Hey, busting out leftovers. Come on over." They came over. I'm getting all the things out. I'm like, "Where the fuck is the gravy?"
I
Like,
had it
how can
all.
what? And I was so excited for an open-faced hot turkey sandwich,
Oh, yeah.
and that
No,
requires a
sorry.
lot of gravy.
No, and I was ready at my own home.
Mhm.
I had 2 jars of Heinz turkey gravy.
Asshole. Yeah, we didn't have any. No, I had to stop at the store and they were out of turkey gravy. Apparently, whoever orders for Giant Eagle at Kraft Heinz wasn't aware that it's fucking gravy season.
I miss gravy season. Oh, yeah,
Assholes.
boners. My sister used to work at Heinz, and I think right out of college or fairly shortly after graduating. So,
Mm-mm.
no, because time
No, that was
works
later.
weird in my head. You were definitely
But go
married,
ahead.
and after you got married. Anyway, gravy season was a thing. Like,
Yeah.
somebody on this podcast used to be really stressed about
Hmm.
how gravy availability.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big fucking deal. And man, if you were ordering for stores, so I would just fucking load them up on gravy.
Right.
That was my tactic.
You got plenty of gravy, Giant Eagles.
Historical sales, who needs to look at that? Fuck that shit. Just load them up. Send them everything we got.
Lots. You don't want to be at the store and not be able to get gravy. I don't know why you quit that job.
Fucking gravy season. I think there was a ketchup season. That's like in the spring and the summer because everybody's eating
The
wieners with ketchup. I don't know.
multi-pack season had to be a thing. Let's
It's the
picnic season.
picnic pack. Yeah, it was picnic pack. That was definitely a thing.
You
Good
guys,
old
it was
Heinz.
great. It was great because we got ketchup baskets. Sarah's
Fuck
also
yeah.
very creative. So she went shopping at the Heinz store because I think they gave her like a $400 to spend every year or whatever. And she
The
spent
company
every
store, they
single bit of
just
it.
sold shit for fucking cheap.
I got a beautiful basket when Olivia
Hmm.
was like 2 and just discovered ketchup.
Yeah.
We went through an entire basket of ketchup that year.
Yeah.
We had it
Yeah.
on
Those were
everything.
Christmas presents. When I quit, everybody was like, well, do we have
Oh
to go
man,
fucking buy ketchup
to
now?
buy ketchup?
Fuck.
It's beautiful. I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was the
wait, Heinz
best.
makes mayonnaise?
Heinz makes it all. They even make spotted dick. Yep.
They finally, okay, we should talk about things that are important. We have 40 minutes.
Spotted dick. They did that on the British Bake Off this last
I was
season.
just gonna say it. I just
They
watched
did
it.
it. Owen was dying. I was like, it's legit a thing. Heinz, a bunch of people I know used to have them sitting at their desk. Legit. And what made me so happy about it is that everybody, like, it made everybody on the show laugh too. Like, even though
Right.
they're British, they still laugh at spotted dick.
It's funny. It's funny. Get your
Yeah,
dicks out of the oven. That's
there's
hilarious.
there's no way you can get around that. That's fucking funny. Okay,
Excellent. And
sorry.
now I know the name of the episode.
Spotted dick.
Get your dicks out of the oven.
There you go. All
Okay.
right, all right. Now,
Fan mail. Do we do fan mail?
fan. No, we don't have a lot of fan mail. I think
Just
actually,
you scared
Owen. No,
everybody. Noah.
Noah's the only one. It's fine. It's fine. It was a
It's a
holiday
short
week.
week. Short week, yeah.
Yeah, so it's fine. Noah, Lieutenant Dick. I mean Lieutenant Boner. Keep up the great job.
We will.
Story, Sarah. Okay, just has a blank stare on my face. Oh, okay. So Noah wanted me to share a story. this could be our growing up gaster, even though we were already very grown. My sister and I, we were talking about Black Friday, not my sister and I, Jen and Ivan, Noah's sister, blah, blah, blah. We were talking about Black Friday and why people are crazy and why they go out and do their shopping. And I was like, well, most people, it's just tradition. We tried it for a couple years. I think that's when we had babies. So
Yes.
we were up
Right.
super early anyway. So it was like 4 o'clock. Yeah, just fucking go to the store. Why
Might
not?
as well go.
And this gives us an excuse to be away. The baby.
We could leave them with our mothers and mother-in-laws.
Yeah. So yeah, we did that for a while. And I said, but my favorite outing was the first time we went day after Christmas shopping. We're at
Oh,
Target and we're getting ready to check out. I got like all new Christmas decorations. Like shit was so fucking cheap. It was amazing. I was getting 8,000 Christmas balls for $1. Like we were getting so much shit. And that's literally how we walked through the store, like throwing shit into the basket, supermarket sweep style, giggling, laughing, how
supermarket
fucking
sweep
awesome
style.
it was going to be. And we get to the checkout and the guy says, hi there, how are you? And my sister, being her fun little self, gives a little clap and goes,
I did give a little clap.
we're drunk with bargains, is what she says.
Drunk with bargains.
And I thought it was the best thing ever. I wanted it tattooed on me right then and there. I was like, oh my God, we are. Like that's what we laughed about for the rest of, I don't know, the week. That probably took us through the week.
Oh, years, I think.
Yeah.
We haven't laughed about that particular one in quite some time, but I think it did carry us for years.
It did. Drunk with bargains over here.
Amazing.
Yeah. It was one of my favorites. So Noah wanted me to share that story because I shared it with him this past week. And he, whether he says he sat there with a blank stare or not to that story, he obviously found it somewhat entertaining.
I don't think that you can discount the fact that my chemistry in my brain was altered by the fact that I got dollar wrapping paper
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, it's a big deal.
ornaments. For some reason, the shit wasn't all picked over. The shit wasn't all picked over because we got there at 4:30 in the morning.
Right. We were there very early. We were ready for it. We were punching
Anyway,
old ladies out of the fucking way.
sometimes you gotta. They're in the way. They don't
Yeah.
have the same schedule you do.
Remember the time we went to Kohl's at midnight?
No, no,
It was so fucking cold. Did I buy a coat when we
no. I
got
bought a
inside
coat.
of
I bought a coat.
you?
I was fucking freezing.
It was so cold, and we went out there with like no coat. We were there for hours, standing outside for hours.
4 hours. Four of them. Like we left home at midnight. We tried to make the toddlers watch Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, and they weren't
Oh
into it.
yes, they
And I
didn't
was
like
like,
it, and that was very upsetting.
I was like, what are you talking about? It's an otter and his mom. And they have a friend who's a fucking porcupine who's asking where the mashed potatoes are. What are you not understanding?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
The bullfrog is the fucking mayor. Why are you not loving this?
Right. It was so disappointing. It was
Look
so
at their
very
legs. Look at their
disappointing.
legs.
I think after that, I stopped trying. That's why we don't have a lot of traditions in our house because I was just mad that they didn't latch onto that immediately.
Why do you guys have to be dicks all the time? You stay here with your grandparents. We're leaving.
We're going to stand in the cold. Idiots, man.
Oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. I remember briefly talking to the people that were near us, but either they'd had no patience for our shit or.
I think we were probably holding court and entertaining them is what happened.
That is an accurate description of how we interact with people.
I'm just going with that.
Holding court.
Yeah, somebody said that about Noah. That's what makes me think of it. I think it was at Sue's on Saturday. I think maybe Sam said something like, he didn't hold court like I expected him to tonight.
My God.
Anyway.
All right, let's talk about other stuff. That was a growing up gaster. I think we did everything.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's it. I have, let's get into the mental health stuff. Yes. I have something to share because I feel like we've been focusing a lot on the meditation and I'm going to talk about that in a second. The end, we're wrapping up for real, putting a bow on 10% happier today. Putting a bow Ner.
Killing it, ladies and gentlemen. Killing it.
Here all week or all month or all day.
All of it for the next 30 minutes.
Anyway, so I was reading something the other day, and there was an article about movies that do a good job describing depression, do a good job showing what depression is really like. And
Oh,
it made me, I actually didn't read the article yet, but I didn't. I just saw it and was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to come back to that one." But it did remind me of something because I feel like depression is really hard to describe, for anybody to describe. It's very hard to understand if you don't go through it. But in my 30 years of dealing with it, just probably last year, I found a show on Netflix that described it perfectly.
oh no.
It's
Are you
Ginny
gonna
and
make me cry?
Georgia. Yeah,
Are you gonna
I'm
make
gonna
me
cry
cry?
probably. Yeah, but I feel like it's important that we share it. And we've been focusing
Yes,
so much on meditation that we haven't really talked about.
you have. I've been focusing on my seasonal depression, so.
Yeah. So, and this kind of gives you an idea. So I'm gonna read what it is. And I can remember it was the first time that like I can remember sitting there watching the TV and being like, wow, wait a second. And I rewound it and listened to it again. And I was like, wow. And I
Oh,
was crying. And I like for 30 years, the first one that like really was like, wow, that's definitely it. So I'm gonna read it. Some feelings are like old familiar friends. Depression is like that. When not in it, you don't remember it. You remember it's bad. You remember the darkness. Crying already.
oh God.
But it's different to feel it again. It's the difference between remembering what a room looks like and actually walking through the door. Being inside it again, feeling it. When the episode starts, it can be slow at first, an intrusive thought like, I don't want to be here, but then it's gone. You bat it away like a fly or a bad smell, like Macho's fart.
Ugh,
When it
I'm
hits you
sure it
fully,
doesn't say
though,
that.
no. When it hits you fully, though, when you're really in it, it's everything. It's who you are. You are nothing else. On the outside, you look the same. Smiling and pretending is so much work, but inside, it's a different story. You start to hate yourself. You're so alone, so unbelievably alone. We think we know what's going on with other people, but we don't. Everyone's fighting a battle you can't see. We all have blind spots. And you know it's you. You know there is something wrong with you, and it's exhausting. It's so shitty and so exhausting. It's a void and existing takes so much energy. You want to sink into a hole of nothing where no one talks to you, and you don't have to smile or talk or be. You've been here before, gotten out of it before, but the getting out part becomes the room that you remember but aren't in. And that's what's scary. Being back in the room where depression lives. It's a sharp pain and an overwhelming numbness.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I don't like that. That's hideous.
Yeah.
But I like the room analogy a lot.
Hmm.
I don't remember it when I'm in it,
Yeah.
and I don't remember how to get out of it when I'm in it. That's a good analogy. Like,
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. I thought it made a lot of sense. And again, I just listened to it a few times and was like, wow, yeah, that's it. Because when you crawl out of it and you get back to normal, it's like,
You're like,
hey,
oh,
awesome. But
oh,
it's
that was
always around
fun.
the corner and it's scary. And that's why I know one of our friends, Michelle, says in mental health recovery or and focusing on well-being. And that's kind of I, I like that terminology because the recovery part of it is that it's always around the corner
Yes.
and you always have to be mindful of it. So, anyway, there's that.
I like that. I think that's good to have that description because seasonal depression is not that, right? Like seasonal
Right.
depression is being a bit sad because it's dark all the time and being angry about that. Like this and being kind of in a bad mood and there are flavors of that in my little world. right now. Like there are flavors of I just don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
smile. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. Like the neighbor up the street, his daughter had a baby and he was like, "Come up and see the baby." And I was like, "I'm already in my pajamas.
Yeah.
It's cold out. I'm not I don't want to."
Yeah.
That's yeah. Like flavors of that, but not I can't imagine major depressive disorder if seasonal depression is just making me feel icky all the time. Like it's like having a paper cut and then someone comes along and said, "Do you see the point here where I got 12 stitches?" Yeah, I do. See my paper cut? It really
See my
hurts.
paper cut?
Really hurts.
Yeah, but your paper cut is still yours and still hurts and is still valid to feel that pain. So
Thank you.
it
I
doesn't matter.
appreciate that. I
It
appreciate
doesn't
that. But
matter the extent. I wanted to share that just because I know that there are people who will listen to this and that don't understand that feeling. And even after listening to that, they still don't fully understand it. But maybe it gives you a little bit of a hint of the inner workings of someone who is battling major depression. And I've been there and it's terrible.
yuck.
And I'm
But
thankful that I haven't been there for several years, like to that extent. But again, it's a reminder that it's always there.
and a lot of the stuff that we're trying to do, like reading these books and meditating and finding ways to be better people, it's because we don't want to be there, right?
Right.
It's like that recovery process. I need to change my brain, not I need to think about things differently. I need to recognize an intrusive thought and be like, "Oh, hello, off you go.
Yeah.
Nice to see you."
Bye.
Nice to see you, intrusive thought. I recognize you for being a thought, and I will namaste you right out the fucking door.
Right. Namaste you right out the door. Okay, that's a shirt.
Oh my god. Wait, merch. Merch.
Yay, merch.
Namaste you
Yay.
right out the fucking door.
um
Goodness. All right.
okay, so let's talk about the end of 10% Happier. So Dan
You
Harris,
guys. You guys,
what?
it's the end.
The
It's
end.
it's like the end of it. It turns out we get like 10 episodes per book.
And let's see, I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. So, end of 10% Happier. What Dan Harris does at the end is just kind of collects all of his little bits of advice. His meditation pro tips
Pro
is
tips.
what he kind of puts together. And I think they're worth reviewing really quick for anybody who's actually trying to meditate because I feel
Let's do
like
it.
these things are things that help me continue to work on my meditation practice, which I am now becoming one of those people who tells everybody about meditation and they look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
I mentioned it the other day in a meeting. I was like, "Yeah, I'm meditating." And they were like, "How?"
Really? Right.
They were
Right.
like, "Do you talk while you meditate?" I was like, "I don't talk all the time.
Shut
I'm
up.
shy. I'm
Right.
shy."
Yes. I'm shy now. Listen to me. All of you.
Exactly.
All right.
All
Yeah.
right,
So,
tips. Pro
all
tips.
right.
Let's do it.
So he goes through a bunch of different types of meditation. I only focused here on the basic mindfulness meditation, which is what I do most of the time, and loving kindness meditation, which I try to do. That's the meta, I believe.
I love
Um,
it. Meta.
so, first of all, the basic mindfulness meditation. So, there's three things he focuses on. Number one, sit comfortably. I feel like that makes sense, right? You got to be
Yeah.
comfortable. I personally lay down, but I'm only doing it for 10 minutes. Like that's as far as I'm doing it. I think once I start extending that, the sits, I'm going to have to actually sit because I will go to sleep after 10 minutes. So,
How was meditating?
and
Lovely.
I mean, Dan says, yeah, you might fall asleep if you're laying down, but maybe if you fall asleep, then you should wake up and think about that. Why are you falling asleep? Do you need more sleep at night? What are you lacking that's making you sleep? Okay.
Shut up,
Um
Dan.
so I've been trying to sit more instead of just laying down. And recently it's fun because I've been on the treadmill. Like I do a walk on the Peloton and then I do a meditation afterwards. So I've just been laying on the treadmill doing the meditation. Anyway,
Where's your
um,
happy place? Right here. Right
and
here.
number two is about your breath, which is what they focus on. So when I start losing focus, I focus back on the breath. And one of the things I do is when you breathe in, and I didn't know this until I paid attention to it. When you breathe in, it's a cooler sensation. And when you breathe out, it's a warmer sensation. So I breathe in cool and I breathe out warm, breathe in cool, breathe out warm. Like that's what I say in my head to get back into it. So
Oh,
that's a very common thing. And third is that actual thing is returning to the breath. So when you get lost in thought, which by the way, you will get lost in thought a bazillion times in just 10 minutes.
like,
Like
how did
it's
I get here? How did I get here?
right.
Why am I
And
thinking about a Mack truck being in my parking lot?
right, right. Why am I thinking about Amish bread? That's fucking stupid. Like I can't, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. And this is something that happens constantly. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people won't even try meditation because they feel like they have to completely stop their brain. And that's not what it's about. Forgiving yourself and starting over is actually what Dan calls the whole game. Like, that's what it's all about. And one of his mentors states beginning again and again is the actual practice, not a problem to overcome. So you're constantly like that. That's what it's
Like,
all about. You're constantly saying, oh, there's a thought. You go over there and I'll get back to me. Oh, there's a thought. You get over there. That's what it's all about. And what else was it? Oh, this is the other analogy I liked. If you think about it in a sport manner, like soccer, the object is not to erase the opposing team, but to play as well as possible against the other team. So the
oh,
thoughts in this case is the other team.
you're like, I see you.
Yeah. So you're there and I'm going to do what I can to better you. And that's what our thoughts are. What else? So then let's get to loving kindness. I have some other stuff written about mindful meditation. Oh, yeah. The one thing I wanted to note is mental noting, which I didn't
Ooh,
know that's an actual specific thing. So
I like it.
once you start thinking about something, you need to give it a little note, a little mental note, and push it off. So, like this morning when I was meditating, I was thinking about things I have to do today. And I was like, nope, nope. And I said, planning off to the side. And then I got back to my breath. And then I started thinking about it again. I was like, oh, planning off to the side. So you give it a little note and you push it off. And that stops you from diving deeper into it, just giving it that name and moving it off. And then the other one he said was counting your breaths. Go 1 to 10. Once you get to 10, start over. But good luck getting to 10. Basically, because you're gonna one, two, what am I thinking? Like,
Squirrel.
yeah, exactly. The next one is a loving kindness meditation. And I actually learned that I haven't been doing it right because I've just been
Oh no.
focusing on people that I like.
Oh,
So, what you need to do in loving kindness meditation is you choose 6 different individuals to think about throughout this meditating session, whatever you want to call it, sit. The first one, you think of someone that's easy to love, a child or a pet. Those are kind
easy
of
to
easy to
love.
love, depending on the day, depending on the day. So once you have that person thought of, once you're thinking about that person and focusing on them, you repeat, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. Chew on that for a little bit and then go to the next one. The next one is yourself. So you're wishing that love and kindness on yourself. You repeat the same 4 things. The next one is a mentor, someone that has helped you. The next one is someone neutral, somebody that you see regularly but overlook them. So I don't know, the lady that makes your coffee every morning at Starbucks, just someone random. And then you pick a different or a difficult person, which he does state here specifically. Go with someone that's mildly annoying. Like, don't go directly to someone who infuriates you. I have written here a very specific example, but I won't say it.
I
But
understand.
like, you can't go specifically stay away from politics. go to someone who's mildly annoying and you repeat those 4 things. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And then the last one is all beings everywhere, because we want everybody to be happy and that loving kindness. And this is where people are like, hippy dippy, you smell like patchouli.
It's nice.
But
Patchouli smells nice. Parts of
I
patchouli
actually,
smell nice.
I actually, depending on the type of patchouli, are there different types?
You
I
can
don't
get
know.
it at
I don't
Five
know.
Below, and that shit doesn't smell good at all.
Ooh, I do. I really like the smell of a dirty hippie, to be honest with you.
I just put together a few things the other day that Olivia went through a phase where we were buying a lot of patchouli and smelly things from Five
And
Below
crystals.
and crystals. And this
I
was like,
remember the crystals. Yeah.
I'm thinking this was designed to hide smells more than anything.
Yeah.
So
Because
it just
it's like,
occurred to me
wow,
like 2 weeks ago. I was like, wait a minute.
wait, are you smoking pot?
It smells like dirty hippies in here.
Hmm. Interesting.
I don't know why it would have taken me that long to figure that out, but there we go. Carry on. Yeah.
There
Why
you
were we
have it.
talking about dirty hippies?
Because the loving kindness
Oh,
meditation of
yeah.
like it's one of those things that's like, okay. But it can be very helpful sending that out into the world, making you feel better. Again, you're including yourself in that. So you need to give yourself grace sometimes and wish well upon yourself. And just a few reminders about meditation. And I really like this one. Meditation is the best tool for creating a new relationship with the voice in your head. Instead of trying to quiet it, you're making friends with it.
I like this.
I like that one because I always say I have an unquiet mind and I can't stop them. I can't stop the thoughts. And it's not about stopping the thoughts, it's about
Right.
acknowledging them and not getting lost in them.
Thank you.
Practicing, sitting one.
Thank you.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
Okay, sorry.
Remember, it's a practice. Doing one meditation isn't going to make you the Dalai Lama.
I'm
In
not going to
fact,
do it then.
most things you start aren't easy at the beginning, which those things I normally quit immediately. So I'm kind of proud of myself that I'm still pushing forward in the meditation because I'm definitely not all that great at it.
I'm
But
proud of you too.
I'm getting better and I'm seeing positive results because of it. Remember when you made me go do rowing
Yes.
and
Yes,
I
I
had to
do.
like lie about who I was
Right.
and that I did
Right.
it
It's like,
before? That's the one and only thing I can remember not being good at immediately and continuing to do it.
it was
But
fun.
that was hysterical, like trying to act like I knew what the fuck was going on. That's one of our
Like,
dumb.
listen, you're going to get in the boat and you're just going to do. I didn't row, remember? I was the cox,
Yeah, you were the coxswain. I think that's why I wanted to do it, just because of the name of the coxswain
which is why
or
Olivia was the
coxswain,
coxswain.
coxswain,
Why
coxswain, cox
Olivia was the cow for Christmas, so she could say teats.
teats. She was a cow for Christmas.
Fuck.
You're fucking them all up. It's Noah's fault. It's
They're all
Noah's
running
fault.
together now.
Then one more thing, when you're sitting dealing with physical pain, this is where I have a problem because as soon as I feel like a little bit uncomfortable, I'm like, oh, I'm going to move. Or as soon as I have an itch, I'm like, oh, I'm going to scratch it because that just makes sense. But they say to try to sit still and just acknowledge the pain and use mental noting to kind of move past it. And sometimes you'll realize that it's not the pain that's intolerable, but instead it's just your resistance to that pain. So this is something new for me that I need to try because even this morning I was like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. That's not making my hip feel good. So I kind of moved a little bit. So that's one that I have a big problem with. Anyway, and the last thing I have noted here is that I actually have found something that I know more about than Dan Harris, who
What
is
is
the
it?
smartest person ever.
What is it?
Why there might be empty pages at the end of a book and why he needed to fill them. Because at the end of the book, he said, well, here's the point where I would normally be done. But the publisher said that there's going to be empty pages. I can fill them if I want. I should probably fill them. I don't know why there's going to be empty pages. That doesn't make sense. There should just be the pages that we need.
Why are there empty pages? Because you worked in printing.
This is a little printing knowledge. So I'm sure Noah can probably explain it better than I can. But from my printing memory, the way the books are printed are in large sheets of paper. So each large sheet of paper has a layout to it, which we call a signature. So they're even signatures. It's normally 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. So, in order to efficiently and cost effectively print, they have different size large sheets, and sometimes the signatures that work out to be the most efficient and most cost effective are going to leave a few empty pages at the end, and you can't just cut them out. I know that you like people think, but that's not the way it goes.
Everybody with scissors in there.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's not the way it works, the way the folding machines work, the way the cutting machines work, the way that it folds together, because it's kind of like origami. Sometimes you can't just cut them out. A signature gets folded and then put into the book. So there might be empty pages at the end. And trying to cut those out would add some cost and production time to it as well. So there you go. There's my.
I feel smarter right now. I'm going to
Should.
forget that in about
Yeah.
14 seconds, but I'm going to be like, somebody once told me why there were extra pages. Huh.
Yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
So
What are
that's
we
all I
reading
have for you.
next? What are
We
we
are
reading
going,
next?
I have it right here. We are going to read Michael Ricky Gervais, or Michael Ricky. That's what I'm going to call him. The first
Ricky
rule
Michael.
of the first rule of mastery: stop worrying about what people think of you. So this is what got us started. I heard Michael Gervais interviewed by Dan Harris on 10% Happier podcast. And this was the thing that I listened to that was like, wait a second. I think that we should talk about mental health stuff a little bit more.
It's purpose and performance, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
hoping we were going to get back to that.
Yeah. Yes. So that is what we were going to do. I don't even know how many chapters. Like, this book is fresh.
Fresh.
So yeah, that's what we're doing.
I like it. I'm in.
And you have made a commitment to read it chapter
With
by
you.
chapter with me. You're going to read the whole thing in one sitting and lie to me throughout the recordings, aren't you?
No.
Just admit it. Just admit it.
No. My head's itchy.
I'm sorry that your head is itchy.
Okay, here's what I have for you this week. I've looked at my meditation app, and I'm on my 10th meditation since we started meditating. So that means
Yay.
I'm averaging one meditation a week.
Again, it's like Dan Harris says, just a minute at a time, daily-ish.
Daily-ish.
You can do it.
I know. I can do it. I would like my brain to be different. I do really like the idea of interacting with my thoughts and being like,
yeah,
let me show you the way to exit the brain, sir.
Yeah. We're going to become friends, kind of. But it's basically building a relationship with your asshole of a brain.
I love it. I think that's it. I think that's all we got. It's a teeny tiny mini boner episode this week, guys.
Yeah, it's the holidays, I feel like. And I want to make a statement too, to let everybody know that we're going to be, and maybe I said this last week or the week before
I
or
cut it
both,
out. Every time you talk about what we're going to do in the future, I cut it out.
because you don't want to make the commitment to it.
It's just that sometimes these things are going to, sometimes these things happen and sometimes they don't happen. And, you know, sometimes it's the same. I'm afraid of the future.
Yeah. And that's okay.
I have therapy today.
Okay.
You can
Well,
tell them.
then I won't say anything because you're going to cut it out.
If it makes you feel better, you can say it.
We're looking to change some things up in the new year. So it'll be new year, new funny boners. Something.
New year, new bones.
New year, new bones. New year, new boners. New
We
year,
all
new you boners. I don't know, whatever. Whatever.
we'll work.
I mean, we're
We'll
still going to
workshop
do the
it.
same.
We'll
Yeah.
workshop it.
We're still going to do the same stuff. We're probably going to start doing shorter episodes and maybe not rambling so much to each other, trying to focus maybe a little bit more. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it seems
we're going to
strange to
start
me.
like doing real things, like, and maybe do some marketing stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try. We think that we're doing good work because people have told us we're doing good work, and
And
we
we want to
like
make it
it.
better.
Yeah, and we want to do a better job. We're both endeavoring to stop the thoughts and the voices in our heads that are telling us to pretend like we're not in this to do something good for more than just a handful of us. So we're hoping to
Yeah.
get more boners out there, guys.
Yay. More
Did I say
boners,
it
better
wrong?
world.
It felt wrong what I said.
Why? We're looking to
I
get
don't
more
know.
boners.
What that is wrong. I shouldn't have said that, but the listening to the voice in our head that tells us we should be satisfied with whatever we've just done and be happy with that. We're going to give that voice a thumbs up, show it to the door and say, "But I think we can do more." And
We
we can
can
do
do more.
more if we do better.
Yeah.
So,
We
I
need to
think that's what we're going to try in the new year. We're
We're
doing
going to
some
put a little
planning,
more effort. Yeah, we're going to plan more.
right?
I mean, if you like us so far, we really haven't done a lot to do what we've been doing except to read
Right.
books. So we're going to put a little effort in it and see what happens. Throw it out
Um
there,
yeah,
see if it
at the end of
sticks.
at the end of the day, we still got to be us.
Oh yeah, I will still say fuck a lot. There will
It's
still be moments, plenty of moments where we get off track and go down a rabbit hole that we didn't mean to, but it'll happen. I like to think those are the entertaining times. So we'll
yeah,
keep
we'll
doing
see.
that.
Namaste the fuck right out the door.
You need to write that down. Oh, well, I guess it'll be recorded. So
I have it on tape.
we'll have that. I have it on tape. I got it on the tape.
Oh my God. All right, I'm done. I love you.
I have to pee.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.